Hi, great people of Ghana. It's a Nigerian God pleasure bringing you political news in our channel Ghanatube. Former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party (NPP), vREAKING, has actually come out to weigh in on the ongoing national debate over President John Mahama's ability to at least contest in 2028 general election that has actually been making wave. Sure, you know that so many persons have actually come out to say that President John Mahama, just trying to amend the constitution, 1992 constitution, is actually trying to enable himself to come back for another tenure, to actually begin a fresh election and actually maybe rule when he wins and all that. From the table of play, he has actually come out to say that nothing is wrong if Supreme Court interprets the constitution to allow Mahama to run for a third term, coming from an NPP faithful rooted man. vREAKING, please listen as he actually said it himself.
Behind the veil is what the concern that, there is a whole agenda, a scheme designed clearly to give John Mahama a third term. Are you worried about this?
I'm not at all worried. To give me, it's not the court system or the judiciary. It's not a court that vote an individual or a party into power.
Yeah, but the court can interpret the law to see that John can seek another term.
If the court interprets it for an individual, I don't want to make it John Mahama. This is an individual.
He's the president
at the moment. Yes, based on the constitution, I'm talking about particularly Article 61.
Right. I think 66, 1 and 2.
61, 1 and 2.
Right.
And then, which states clearly that a president shall have a term of 4 years, and cannot go for 2 terms. Its interpretation, it's there, it stands alone.
Because Chairman, I just put the constitution says that a person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms.
Very good. It's clear.
It's very clear.
Individuals said that very clear. But for more than 2 terms, you could go further. Could say what it is. So for more than 2 terms could be that consecutively.
Right.
But maybe the word had not come. The law is in the bosom of the judges. If it goes to for example, the Supreme Court, which has the exclusive judicial of interpretation
the law
of the constitution, not just the law, but the law, every other, the law, but in this case,
the constitution.
Right. If that body decides that what it means by 2 terms, more than 2 terms, means consecutively. In this case, he has gone
and come back after so many years, after 8 years.
After 8 years, is coming back. As to whether that is consecutive or it is 2 terms, you can look at it from that way. It's subject to a lot of interpretation depending on how you are looking at it. If the law court decides so, incredibly, I don't have any problem with that.
You don't have a problem.
I don't have it.
If the rule that John Mahama can go for another thing.
Their own wisdom, they look at it and interpret it this way. Me, I'm saying that
really
it's not the law court that vote for a president. The individuals who constitute a panel, who may look at a case, who will sit on the case, they have only 1 vote each.
That's true.
It's the people of this country who will vote. If they decide on that, and if the John Mahama in this case seeks another term and his party decides to fill in, I don't have any problem with that.
This sort of could be a recipe for disaster.
In Africa, please. In Africa, a lot of individual heads of states have exploited the situation where there is no limitation as to whether you could be in power for 2 years or for 2 terms or not, and maybe decide to stay for whatever years, some 40 years, 30 years, and so forth and so on. I'm saying if there's democracy, the level, if the ground is leveled, if it is fair, and people in this country decide to vote for somebody for 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms, I don't have any problem with it.
No, John, do I hear you say that? I mean, the capping or the limitation should essentially be even taken off. Do I hear you say that?
Indeed, at the end of the day, I don't mind if it can be taken off. That's my position.
To allow for an individual who as many times as he wants to contest.
He wants to, and the party that he belongs to decides to fail him. As people in this country, people of Ghana, talk like Ghanaians, go to election and say, this is the man we want.
That would just be dangerous for democracy. Because we've been
saying
for over 30 years. Yeah, I mean, but we've been doing since 1992. In many cases, doing 8 years for every president. I mean, this could be a reason for disaster.
Listen to me.
A chaotic situation.
What we are used to for this since 92 had been the American example, the Nigerian example, and what else? I can't fathom. But in a place like UK, Germany, Italy, and many other African countries, there are no limits as to what time you could stay if you want to. But it depends on the people of this country.
So would you propose, I mean, in clear, simple terms, that we should decap the limitation?
Left to me, I will have it. If they decap it, I don't have any strong opinion on that. If they decap it, so be it.
This is an interesting proposition.
Absolutely.
It's actually very interesting to hear this coming from an MPP faithful, and you watching it, I really want you to really comment how you understand it, how you want this. Do you actually want the president to go for another tenure, or do you want it to be in the constitution that a president can actually go for 2 tenures? Like what should understand this, 8 years, that should be 16 years. Speaking in an interview on Wednesday, June 11, 2025, Blair acknowledged the authority of the Supreme Court in constitutional interpretation, especially regarding a controversial 2-term limit for presidents. However, he maintained that if the Apex Court interprets the Constitution to permit Mahama to run again, he personally has no objection about it. This actually makes him unique. The law is the bosom of the judges, Blair remarked, adding that it goes to the Supreme Court, which has the exclusive judicial right to interpret the Constitution, and that nobody decides what it means by 2 terms or conservation, this or that. I don't have a problem with it coming from Frederick Blair. He emphasized the difference between legal interpretation and democratic choice, and he also said the law court does not vote for president. He said the individuals who constitute a panel and may look at a case have only 1 vote each. It is the people of the country who will actually vote. Blair further stated that if Mahama's party, the National Democratic Congress (NDC), chooses to field him as their candidate, it will be within their rights, and it is up to the electorate to make the final decision and not from anywhere close to him. His comment comes amid ongoing legal and political discussion about Mahama's eligibility after having served 1 full tenure from 2013 to 2017 and completing the remainder of the presidential President John Atamil's term from 2012. NPP national organizer Henry Nana Buche recently claimed that President John Mahama is planning to run for a 3rd term in the office, citing his appointment of new Supreme Court Justice and an alleged plot to dismiss Chief Justice Gertrude Sake Tokuno as an evidence. He also noted that he knows it will be difficult to get a referendum, so what I can do is to pack the court with judges who will favor me, then sponsor a judicial interpretation of Article 62, which states that everybody has 2 terms. Therefore, he seeks an interpretation to mean that the 2 terms can be continuous and consecutive, or he wants to rely on such an interpretation to go for a 3rd term, he said in an interview on Peace FM. And coming from Blair, he has actually said he has not seen anything wrong. If the party will actually bring him, then it is not his business. And also, if the court, that's the Apex Court, the Supreme Court, and every other judicial actually supports it and amends the Constitution, then he's free and okay to go with it. Please do it to also comment your own parts, like, comment, and follow. Please also do it to put on your notifications bell so you get all our news one by one. Thanks.